Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. And when I did my research this morning, I found out that it is National Apple Pie Day. Yum! How do you feel about apple pie? I think it's delicious. And that's perfect because next week our Ready Gen book is called The Life Cycle of an Apple Tree. So we'll talk a little bit more about apples next week. But first, we need to celebrate. We need to celebrate Mason. He sent me an awesome journal. He wrote about a special person. And boys and girls, even though you are doing writing on Seesaw, it's very important that you continue to write on paper as well. Because when you're writing in Seesaw and you're typing those letters, you're not working on your letter formation. But when you're writing on paper, you're thinking about all those good things that we learned, about how your tall letters start at the top line, about how your short letters start at the middle line. What's that we always sing? Down below the bottom line, that's where it wants to be. And that your go under letters go under that bottom line. And you're remembering that all good sentences start with a, yep. And all good sentences end with, yep. That punctuation, the period, the question mark, the exclamation point. So when you are writing during the week, sneak in a little writing on paper as well. Thanks. Send that to me. I want to see it. I want to celebrate it. I also need to celebrate a third grader today, right? I need to celebrate Lucy Kick. Lucy Kick has been working so hard in her extra math so she can move on from the addition. She did it. She beat it. And now she has moved on to subtraction, and I'm so proud of her. That is awesome, Lucy. Way to go. I'll celebrate some things about your brothers and sisters too, boys and girls. Just send those to me, and then they can come and gather around the video and they can watch. Right? Let's see. Today in your slides, you will notice that one of your writing activities is that you have to write about your favorite snack. Now, boys and girls, this is your opinion, and you are opinion writing experts. So when you write, I just don't want to see one sentence there. I want a starter, I want two good reasons, and then we want an ending. So let's talk about those starters that we know when you write an opinion. Opinions can start with things like, in my opinion, what's one of my favorite snacks? I like nuts. Okay. In my opinion, nuts is the best snack. Or you can say, you could start with a question like some of you do. What is your favorite snack? My favorite snack is, and you can go on to say why. In your sentences in the middle of that opinion, you're going to want some transition words like, first, I think this because, secondly, right? Or you can say things like, the reason I love nuts is, and another reason I love nuts is, right? And then, of course, you need your ending so that your reader knows that you're about to wrap it up. Like, as you can see, nuts are the best snack ever. Something like that. Hey, tomorrow at our Google Meet. Now, boys and girls, on the slides, it says you should bring your animal tomorrow, but we already did that. Yep, we're out in front of it. So tomorrow, our Google Meet is heroes. So you are dressing up as a hero. Now, right away when I think hero, I think of like Batman, Superman, I think of Wonder Woman. But I have to remind myself that heroes are everywhere. Heroes are in movies, heroes are in books, heroes are, like you see, in Superman, things like that. But heroes are also everyday people. Your moms and dads are heroes right now. They're trying to work and they're trying to be your teacher and your chef and everything, and they're doing everything for you. Doctors and nurses are heroes. Police officers, lifeguards are heroes. Heroes are everywhere. Mrs. Tamaka had that great idea. Maybe you have an old Halloween costume that you would like to put on. That would be fun, right? Take it out of the dress-up box. That's tomorrow. So you are not bringing an animal tomorrow. You're dressing up like your hero. Have a sentence ready. Okay, like my favorite superhero is, or I think doctors are heroes because. That would be a good way to practice writing on paper, right? All right, if you are following along in Junie B, grab your book. Junie B. Jones is Not a Crook by Barbara Park. Chapter 4 is called No Teddy Backpack. Hey, if you're wondering why I don't have my fancy background today, Mr. Val is working in the dining room, so I got kicked out of there. I runned all around the house. Run? 911! 911! 911! I hollered. Somebody stole them! Somebody stole my mittens! Oops, I said house. Let me go back, because sometimes when readers say the wrong word, they have to go back and fix it up. I runned all around the tree, because we have to remember she's still at school. And Mrs. just blew the whistle to come in from playtime. And let's fix that stole them. Thank you. And boys and girls, we learned about calling 911. You would never call 911 because your mittens were missing. That's a teeny emergency, and an emergency just to Junie B. Not something that you would need police and fire for. Mrs. came very quick. They stole them! They stole my mittens! 911! I shouted some more. Mrs. bended down next to me. Bended? Who, Junie B? Who stole them? She asked. A stealer, that's who. A stealer stole them. And so what kind of school is this? Because I didn't even know there was crooks at this place. Mrs. said, calm down my voice. Yeah, only I can't even calm it down that good, 'cause I am heartsick. That's why. Heartsick is the grown-up word for when your heart is sick. I looked at the ground real sad. Now all I have left is my dumb, attractive jacket. Mrs. picked it up. Then she holded my hand. Holded? And me and her started to walk. You and I are going to the office, she told me. I quick tried to get my hand away from her. No, Mrs., I'm not allowed to go there. Mother said if I get sended to the office one more time, I will get grounded, young lady. Sended? Tears came in my eyes. Grounded, young lady, is when I have to stay on my own ground, I said. Plus, also, I can go on the rug. Mrs. smiled. I'm not taking you to the principal's office to punish you, Junie B., she said. I'm taking you to find your mittens. I did a gasp. Give me a gasp. Principal? I asked very shocked. Principal stole my mittens? Is that what Mrs. means? Mrs. laughed real loud. No, Junie B., he didn't steal your mittens. The office is where the lost and found is located. After that, she took my hand again, and we hurried up to the office. There is a grouchy typing lady at that place. I am not fond of her. Junie B. needs to look through the lost and found, Mrs. told her. Please send her back to class when she's finished. Then Mrs. went back to room 9 and left me there all by myself. The typing lady looked over the counter at me. I did a gulp. Give me a gulp. Yeah, only I am not even bad today, I explained, very nervous. Somebody stole my mittens. Stole? And that is the end of my tale. The typing lady kept on looking at me. She didn't say any words. Sweat came on my head. Phew, it is warmish in here, isn't it? I said. Just then I heard the door open. It was Principal. He was coming out of his office. I jumped up and down at his sight, because I know that guy very good. Principal, look, it's me. It's Junie B. Jones. My mittens got stole on the playground. Thank you. And so Mrs. brought me here to get them. So just hand them over and I will be on my way. No questions asked. She still thinks that Principal stole those mittens. Principal looked funny at me. Then he went to the closet and pulled out a big box. This is the lost and found, Junie B., he explained. Any time that someone finds something that's been lost, they bring it here and we put it in this box. How come? I asked. How come they bring it here instead of taking it home? Because one time I found a nickel in the street, and Daddy said I could put it in my bank. Because finding isn't the same thing as stealing. Right, Principal? Finding is a lucky duck. Principal laughed a little bit. Well, finding a nickel in the street is different, Junie B., he said. For one thing, it would be almost impossible to discover who the owner of the nickel really was. And for another thing, losing a nickel is not a really big deal. But when someone loses something personal, like mittens, for instance, well, that's a very big deal. And so if someone else finds the mittens, they can bring them to the lost and found, and the owner can get them back. He smiled. And that makes everyone happy, Junie B., he said. The owner is happy because she has her mittens back. And the person who found them is happy because she's done a good deed. He pointed to a piece of paper taped on the box. See this? This is a poem the third grade wrote about the lost and found. It says, if you find stuff, bring it in. All day long, you'll wear a grin. I did a frown. Yeah, only here's the problem. I didn't lose my mittens. They got stoled on purpose. And so no one will bring them in and wear a grin, probably. Principal raised up his eyebrows. You do that? Raise up your eyebrows? You never know, Junie B. Why don't you go in there and look and see? He opened up the box for me. That's when my eyes got big and wide. 'Cause it was filled with the wonderfulest items I ever saw. Wonderfulest? There were sweaters and sweatshirts and baseball caps and gloves and balls and a lunchbox and a scarf and sunglasses and a watch with Mickey Mouse on it. Boy, I think I should teach Barbara Park how to use commas in a sentence, right? There were too many ands there. What do we call too many ands? Anditis, you know it. Also, there was a backpack that looked like a teddy bear. Ooh, I always wanted one of these. I hollered real thrilled. I put it on my back and skipped around the office. How does it look back there? I asked. Principal runned after me. He took the teddy off my back and put it back in the box. We're looking for your mittens, remember? Just then I felt upset again, 'cause I almost forgot about those furry guys. That's why. Oh yeah, my mittens, I said real glum. I looked through the box some more. They're not here, I said. My mittens are gone forever and ever, I think. I did a sad sigh. Give me a sad sigh. Then I picked up the teddy backpack again. Maybe I will take this instead, I said, 'cause this teddy backpack will ease my pain, I believe. Principal said no. How come? I asked. 'Cause the owner doesn't even want it anymore, I bet. Her mother already brought her a new teddy backpack, probably. And so this one is just going to waste. Principal stood me up and turned me to the door. That meant I'm leaving, I think. Come back tomorrow and look for your mittens again, he said. I talked real fast. Yeah, only, I just remembered something. I used to have a teddy backpack just like that one, maybe. Only I lost it, probably. And so I better take that one home with me, or else my mother might be mad. I don't think Junie B. is being very honest there. Principal walked me to the door. He faced me down the hall. Don't worry, Principal didn't buy it. Goodbye, Junie B., he said. I hanged my head real disappointed. Hanged? 'Cause guess why? Goodbye means no teddy backpack. And that is the end of our chapter. For Friday, chapter 5 is called Gargling and Scribbling. That doesn't give us much to go on, does it? All right, boys and girls, before we say goodbye, let's do Try My Best. Ready? Try my best. I will try my best each day, at home, at school, or while I play. And it is a beautiful sunny day out there today, so try to get outside and play. And hey, maybe even eat some apple pie, right? See you tomorrow at our Google Meet at 11 o'clock. Bye-bye.